Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us and welcome to National Philanthropy Day 2020. My name is Arlen Moss. I am the co-founder of iJedi and the co-chair of this year's National Philanthropy Day Planning Committee. You'll hear from my co-chair, Haley Pucker, in just a few moments. We wanted to begin this afternoon's program by acknowledging the twin pandemics we face, the pandemic of the novel coronavirus and the pandemic of systemic racism. These two forces are what have caused a change, an obvious change in the platform of this year's program. And so we wanted to acknowledge that up front. It has fundamentally changed how we do business, how we see each other, and the very nature of philanthropy. And along those lines, I'd like to say no matter your political persuasion, I believe we can all agree that our nation is facing trauma, that we've been traumatized as a society. And when folks who are traumatized they tend to hide their humanity or shelter their humanity because they think it's that vulnerability is what caused them to be injured, to cause them to be hurt. And so those of us who are aware of this must show our humanity even more broad. We must shine our lights in order to attract the lights and humanities of others, to meet them where they are. And so my prescription is for us to, in our workplaces, in our social gatherings, be they distant or as this program is over a Zoom platform, a Zoom meeting platform, listen for the voices of inclusion. Listen for the voices of inclusion. And when you hear them, harmonize with them and amplify those voices so that you can speak truth to power. If you don't hear the voices of inclusion in your families, in your professional lives, in your social interactions, then be the voice of inclusion. And that one voice will be amplified by others, by those of us who acknowledge the humanity in others and acknowledge that our shared humanity is what will get us beyond and get us through these daunting challenges. There may appear to be some light at the end of the tunnel, but the tunnel is long, and the tasks facing us are daunting. But I guarantee you, we as a society, we as a community, are up to the task, and we will survive, and we will succeed, and we will grow, and we will evolve. And so I ask for you to seek to show your humanity and to seek the humanity in others. And I think we'll see examples this afternoon in the program we put together of just that sort of thing, of human beings exposing their humanity and sharing their light to attract the light of others. And so I ask you to listen and learn. And if you take anything away from this conversation and this program that we're having this afternoon, then let it be to share your humanity, expose your humanity, so that others may see, so that you can be a beacon to others. Thanks so much. Enjoy the program. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Arlen, for that impactful opening. This year is all about change, as well as recognizing and emphasizing the good actions that continue to move us forward. Thank you all for joining us on this day where we can honor those in our community that are doing just that. My name is Haley Pucker. I work for the Wisconsin Historical Foundation, and I serve as the Secretary and Co-Chair of National Philanthropy Day for Greater Madison AFP. At this time, we'd like to thank our community sponsors that contributed toward making this event a success. This year's sponsors include American Printing, Oak Bank, the United Way of Dane County and the United Way Foundation, Alliant Energy Foundation, First Business Trust and Investments, the Madison Community Foundation, and the Wisconsin Foundation and Alumni Association. Again, thank you so much to all of our sponsors and in-kind donors. Let's give them a round of applause. We also want to thank our lunch partner today, Christine's Kitchens. We hope you are enjoying a nice lunch with your program. On behalf of our committee, we would like to thank a special group of individuals, our judges who review each application. They score each nominee on criteria such as impact on nonprofit agencies and programs, leadership, and ethical fundraising practices, as well as each nominee's personal investment of time, talent, and treasure. Thank you so much to our anonymous judges. You know exactly who you are. Finally, today's event came to be thanks to our National Philanthropy Day Committee, who have put in countless hours. You wouldn't believe how difficult it is to make a virtual event a success. I'd like to have a special thanks to Arlen Moss, my event co-chair. I miss seeing you in person and I miss all of our meetings. Our current president, Janie Winston, President-elect Sarah Lynn, and past President Jen Davey. Thank you all so much for your efforts. Arlen and I also wanted to give a special thank you to Ali Zuba, our project manager, who made today's event possible. And now to move on to our program for the afternoon. If you've attended National Philanthropy Day in the past, you know that we've had a couple longstanding hosts that must be recognized for their contributions over the years. Susan Simon and Neil Heinen have done an amazing job emceeing this event. We'd like to generously thank them for their dedicated involvement over the past few years. We are honored and thrilled to introduce our two new MCs for this annual event, Sagacious Levingston and Patrick Farbo. Dr. Sagacious T. Levingston was born in Chicago and raised in the area that is now known as Bronzeville. She holds a bachelor in English literature from the University of Illinois and a master's in Afro-American Studies and a PhD in English literature, both from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. While her research focused primarily on literature, it was informed by theory and criticism from rhetoric, motherhood studies, and Black feminism. Her coffee table book, simply titled Infamous Mothers, is inspired by this work, and so is Infamous Mothers, LLC. Sagacious and the Infamous Mothers brand have been recognized in several publications, including Demeter Press, the premier publishing house for motherhood and mothering research, Brava Magazine, the Wisconsin State Journal, Forbes, and Essence Magazine. She's a highly sought-after speaker, educator, and consultant. Dr. Levingston, or Dr. Sagacious as she is often called, is a proud button-wearing member of the Doyen Group, located in Madison, Wisconsin. She also sits on the WWBIC South Central Ambassadorial Advisory Committee and is the proud mother of 6 children, 3 boys and 3 girls. She and her family live in Madison, Wisconsin. Patrick Farbo has worked in media and publishing for almost 2 decades. After starting his career at Entertainment Weekly in New York City, he went on to be one of the early art directors of Out Magazine and creative director of Seattle Magazine. At 23, he became one of the youngest senior creatives hired by the Condé Nast Publications when he went to work for 5 years at Condé Nast Traveler. Patrick is a strong advocate for LGBT equality. Since arriving in Wisconsin in 2005, he founded the Madison Gay Hockey Association, the largest LGBTQ hockey league in the world, Our Lives magazine, and he co-founded Out Professional and Executive Network. In 2010, Governor Doyle named him an LGBTQ living hero. Again, we are so thrilled to have these two introduce themselves and host our award program this afternoon. Please join me in welcoming Sagacious Levingston and Patrick Farbo. Thank you.
Welcome to the 33rd Annual National Philanthropy Day, hosted by the Association of Fundraising Professionals, better known as AFP, Greater Madison. As it has done in the past, this year, we will continue the annual tradition of honoring people and organizations whose financial and volunteer efforts are behind some of the best and most impactful work in Madison and Dane County. As someone who is deeply committed to issues around racial justice and women's rights, I am honored to co-MC an event that acknowledges the work and financial support of those members of our community who work to make Dane County and Madison a more equitable, diverse, just, and healthier place to live. As a Black woman co-hosting this year's event, during a worldwide pandemic, social unrest, a change in national leadership, and a recession, I feel both the pressure and deep significance of what it means to be in this role. And I do not take it lightly. Thank you for welcoming me as I welcome you. Speaking of welcome, I have the honor of co-emceeing this event with the very shy, very kind, very charming, and very accomplished Patrick Farabah. Patrick.
Thank you, Sagacious. I want to take a moment to welcome everybody to this year's event. It's a little bit different, if you can't tell, from probably what you're used to, but I think just saying 2020 probably connects all the dots and sums it up, and hopefully next year we will be back to sharing a space together. My name is Patrick Farabah. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I am the publisher and founder of Our Lives magazine. That's Madison, and by extension now all of Wisconsin's LGBTQ magazine, and I've been running that for about 13 years now. So I want to take a moment and just thank all of you for coming together each year and through this organization to do the work of fundraising and philanthropy, because really it's what helps provide the engine that fuels all of the visions of all the organizations across our community, our city, our county, our state. And just to keep things brief, let me throw it back to Sagacious so we can get on to the first award.
The first award category is Outstanding Business. This award is presented to a larger business/corporation, 100 plus employees, that demonstrates outstanding commitment through financial support and encouragement and motivation of others to take leadership roles towards philanthropy and community involvement. Our winner was nominated by Renee Moe of United Way of Dane County. And that winner is First Business. Accepting the award on behalf of First Business is its president and CEO, Cherie Chambas. A little about Cherie. Cherie Chambas has worked in the commercial banking industry for over 35 years, specializing in commercial lending and cash management. In addition to his role as president and CEO at First Business Financial Services, Inc., Cherie serves as chairman of the board for M3 Insurance Solutions, Inc., business advisory board member of Bellbrook Labs, LLC, advisory board member of the Aldine Capital Fund, LP, and on the board of United Way, Dane County. In 2018, he was campaign chair for United Way of Dane County, and in the past, he has served on several nonprofit boards. And now here's a little from Cherie.
Thank you. In my mind, this is really a heritage award, and that it is recognition for what we have long done since our founding 30 years ago by Jerry Smith. Much of what First Business Bank does philanthropically is much like what other good corporate citizens do, giving as generously as we can to local organizations, ranging from smaller gifts to local food pantries, to major commitments to larger organizations like a Grace, Foundation for Madison Public Schools, UW Carbone Cancer Center, St. Mary's Foundation, and Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. But our involvement with the nonprofit community goes deeper. First, it has always been a sector we have focused on serving in terms of their banking needs and have developed strong, trusted advisor relationships with many organizations. We have also gone further by doing things like providing not-for-profit business seminars and also our unique First Business Charity Golf Invitational, which has raised over $500,000 over the last 10 years for 50 local charities. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank United Way of Dane County, who nominated us for this award. We are very strong advocates for their great work, having had employees on their campaign cabinet, United Way Foundation Board, Tocqueville Society for Major Gifts, Women United, and other leadership giving committees. In addition, we've had representation on their board of directors, nominating and governance committee, and more. And our company and our employees have given more than $1.3 million cumulatively through our workplace campaign for their work in Dane County. This award is very much about our employees, who beyond their generous giving of dollars also give of their time. Last year, our 300 employees documented over 9,000 volunteer hours. I couldn't be prouder of them and being able to accept this award. Thank you.
Okay, I'm back. I'm here to present our second award, the Outstanding Philanthropic Organization. This award is presented to an organization or a foundation that demonstrates an outstanding commitment through financial support and encouragement and motivation of others to take leadership roles in philanthropy and national, international, and or community involvement. Our winner was nominated by Katie Morgan Davies, and it is the Levy Giving Fund. After selling her store, Gigi's Cupcakes, Cherie Levy knew that no longer having an endless supply of cupcakes would not be the hardest part of the sale. For her, the hardest part would be no longer having an outlet to partake in charity. So once their sweet little bakery was no longer and Gigi's had officially sold, they waited all of maybe 5 minutes before starting the Levy Giving Fund in an effort to continue down their family's charitable path. Just because the sweets were gone didn't mean they had to forfeit the sweetest part of other mom's business. Here to accept the award are Cherie and Madison Levy. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Cherie Levy, founder of the Levy Giving Fund. On behalf of our family and all of those at the Levy Giving Fund, including our volunteers and board of directors, I want to say thank you for the recognition given to us by AFP. We could not be more proud of this honor or of the work that we do in our community. There is no greater feeling than being able to give back. I started our charity after I retired from the cupcake business and sold my Gigi's franchise. Although I loved decorating and selling cupcakes, what I really loved was giving the end of the day extras to the likes of the Ronald McDonald House, American Family Children's Hospital, Gilda's Club, and many more organizations. Being able to spread a little kindness was my mission. That is why the Levy Giving Fund was started, so that I could continue to spread kindness and enable former employees, friends, and other compassionate people to join me in that endeavor. We have a real fondness for our local nonprofits, and we do all we can to support them, whether through cash donations, fulfillment of wish lists, volunteering, sponsoring functions, or just opening our hearts. We also try to connect and unite charities and their respective teams so that they can create beneficial partnerships. I am happy to say that our goal has been reached, and many of those connections have created prosperous and enduring relationships.
Hi, I'm Madison Levy, and I too want to say thank you for this honor. One of the most rewarding aspects of being able to support the charities that we do is the friendships that are created with the representatives of these organizations. We are always in awe of the dedication and commitment of staff and volunteers. When you see the amount of energy and enthusiasm that they bring to their causes, it makes us want to do that much more on their behalf. The onset of COVID has made it even more challenging, so we had to get more creative. One area that we believe has made a difference since the onset of the pandemic is the hosting of virtual and contactless events. We recognize that many potential donors are yearning for outlets and opportunities to help while not able to do so in person. Our virtual events have been both welcomed and successful. In the last 7 months, we have completed numerous drive-by fundraisers as well as online themed events.
And because of some of our generous donors, we have been able to step up during this time when normal funding channels for local nonprofits have narrowed or in some instances disappeared. We understand that the need is now more than ever, and we are trying to do our part to fill that need. Once again, thank you, AFP, for your recognition. It truly is an honor.
All right, you all, how are you doing? So far, so good, I hope. We've heard from some very, very amazing people from our community, and I'm excited to keep the party going. Right now, I have the honor of introducing the award for Outstanding Individual Philanthropist. This award is presented to an individual with a proven record of exceptional generosity, who has demonstrated outstanding civic and charitable responsibility, and whose generosity encourages others to take leadership roles in philanthropic activities. Our winner for this category was nominated by Susan and Jonathan Lip. Our actual winner is Jean W. and Sandra M. Lee. Both Jean and Sandy Lee grew up in Hong Kong. They came to Madison for their university education in 1964 and 1966, respectively. They met at the University of Wisconsin-Madison and married in 1969. Through these years, they raised a family with 2 sons and a daughter. The 2 of them are blessed with 6 grandchildren. Sandy got her BS degree in zoology, and Jean got his PhD degree in structural engineering. Before his retirement in 2017, Jean worked as an engineer as the president of SRI Design Inc. and was involved with the design of many buildings in Wisconsin and abroad, including many at the University of Wisconsin at various campuses. The 2 of them also were involved in real estate investment work. Both Jean and Sandy are passionate with music and performing arts. They are also concerned with children and community service work. As such, they regularly gift to the various music and performance arts organizations, as well as food pantries and youth development programs. They have also gifted to the University of Wisconsin-Madison to help with various programs. They are very grateful for the opportunities of gifting, as they give them a sense of joy and fulfillment. I am very happy and pleased to welcome you, both Jean and Sandy.
Hello, my name is John Lee, and sitting right next to me is my dear wife, Sandy Lee.
Hi.
When we first heard about this award, we were totally surprised. I would like to thank AFP for giving us this extraordinary award. We are both honored and humbled by this award. I would like also to thank Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra as well as the UW Foundation for nominating us. The UW Foundation represented both the Dean Witter School of Music as well as the College of Engineering. Recently, we have done 2 projects which we are especially proud of. The first one is the naming of the rehearsal hall at the Hamill Music Center, which opened last year. The rehearsal hall provides for all kinds of activities for the students to rehearse and to advance their skills in music. The second project that we are proud of is the Structural Testing Laboratory, which was also opened last year. This particular testing laboratory is the state-of-the-art structural engineering testing laboratory, which will enable the University of Wisconsin to pursue projects that are up to this point were not able to do. So we are very, very proud of these 2 projects. We're also grateful for the various organizations in the Madison community for giving us the opportunity to give back a little bit to the community. Again, for myself, Chun Lee, and for my wife, Sandy, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Okay, I'm back. I'm now here to present our fourth award for Outstanding Fundraising Professional. This is presented to an individual fundraising professional who practices his or her profession in an exemplary manner, who has a commitment to advancing the profession and to continuing their own professional development. Nominees must have 3 or more years of professional experience, and examples of people are directors of development, fund development, major gifts officers, executive directors, and other fundraising professionals. Our winner was nominated by Ken Loving, and our winner is Paul Harrison. Paul serves as the Director of Development and Communication at Access Community Health Centers. He's focused his work on helping to build equity and opportunity for people throughout our community. He's served on the boards of Fair Wisconsin, Community Work Services, Lussier Community Education Center, the Rainbow Project, and the Rodney Shield Foundation. Paul is also a past board member of the Association of Fundraising Professionals, where he has been a member since 2002. Congratulations, Paul.
I would like to thank everyone at the Association of Fundraising Professionals for this award. It's always nice to have your work recognized, especially when it's recognized by your colleagues and your friends. The Association of Fundraising Professionals does so much in our community to further philanthropy, equity, and social justice. I'm honored to be a small part of their work. In these last few days, I've been thinking a lot about philanthropy and why someone chooses to work in the field. When asked what they'd like to be when they grow up, children seldom say, "Gee, I'd like to be a development director." And if they do say that, let's be honest, it's probably not a kid you really want to hang out with. So, why work in philanthropy? There isn't really a common path for those of us who do. We have a broad range of experiences and backgrounds. Some of us may have studied music or journalism or history. Some have experience in nonprofits or small business or the arts. But whatever our backgrounds and experiences, I think that for each of us, how we view philanthropy and what it means to us comes from a very personal place. For me, I think I learned so much about philanthropy around our dining room table on Kinder Street in Richland Center, where I grew up. My father was the chief of police in our small town, where police work was really social work. Every night, he would tell us about his day. He was forever helping someone get a job, or buying a kid breakfast, or loaning someone $20 until payday. Likewise, my mother's day was filled with acts of simple kindness and generosity, baking something for someone, delivering meals, or giving an endless succession of old ladies a ride to church, most of whom wore red sweaters. There are so many people like my parents, people who every day give generously of themselves and make a difference in the lives of those around them. They are truly philanthropists of the everyday. And really, isn't that what we're all called to be? Philanthropists of the everyday. To do our part in making our community a better place. Madison is blessed with so many extraordinary, generous people who do great things, building libraries and schools and healthcare clinics and neighborhood centers. We're also blessed with so many people who give $10 every Christmas, help their neighbor, and never let a collection plate go by without adding whatever they can. All of these people make our work at Access Community Health Centers possible. At Access, we know that by improving the health of an individual, we can build equity and fairness throughout our community. Each year, we provide medical, dental, and behavioral health care to more than 30,000 people who experience significant barriers in getting the care that they need. Our work fights racism and sexism, homophobia, and poverty. Our work is only made possible with the support of our entire community. Every day, I have the great good fortune of working with a group of thoughtful, committed people who've chosen to spend their lives working to make our community a healthier and more just place for all. I'm grateful to work with Ken Loving and Tammy Quall, Judy Keel and Joanne Holland, the terrific Julia O'Donnell and Scott Rabale. I want to thank my mentor and friend Boris Frank, Mike Muskoff, who gave me my first job in development, all the good folks who participated in my nomination, my family, my long-suffering friends, let's be honest, and Elliot Finkelstein for making it all worthwhile. Thank you again.
Coming from a family of community organizers, this next category is particularly near and dear to me. It is Outstanding Grassroots Fundraiser. This award is presented to a person who has a real stake in the social, political, and economic transformation of our community and has mobilized a number of community members to impact a particular issue by increasing awareness of that issue and financial support to tackle it. Our winner was nominated by Janie Winston, and that winner is Mary and Rob Gooze of One Woman Many Lakes. Mary Gooze is retired from teaching middle and elementary school in Oregon, Wisconsin. Mary is an avid reader, blogger, and poet, and was a 2015 recipient of the Wisconsin Coaches vs. Cancer Spirit of Hope Award, honoring an individual who displays courage, passion, and hope to those around him or her. She continues to serve the metastatic community by serving as a patient reviewer of various metastatic breast cancer grants. Rob Gooze is retired from Pacific Cycle, where he was an owner, and has been actively involved in the Madison, Wisconsin community throughout his career. He has been a Rotarian for over 40 years. He was a member of the Wisconsin Leadership Board of the American Cancer Society, the Special Olympics Wisconsin Board, and treasurer of Three Gates, Inc. Mary and Rob have traveled to over 60 countries, but now spend much of their time with their children and grandchildren. I am pleased to welcome Mary and Rob Gooze.
Hello, I'm Rob Gooze.
And I'm Mary Gooze. We both thank you for honoring us with this award. Here is our story. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in January of 2012. After 9 months of surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy, I thought I was cured. I was called a survivor. But in June of 2014, while training for my 25th triathlon and a long-distance swim in Seattle, Washington, I felt a pain in my hip. After a scan, it was discovered my breast cancer had returned to my bones. This is considered stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, or MBC. Like many recently diagnosed cancer patients, I started researching and found that metastatic breast cancer is 1, a terminal disease, there is no cure, 2, over 40,000 die every year, and 3, 20 to 30% of all initial breast cancer survivors have recurrences like mine. But the big shock was that with all the dollars poured into various breast cancer organizations, less than 10% of those monies goes toward MBC research, the cancer that kills. Because of my diagnosis, I could no longer bike or run, but could still swim. I actually asked my oncologist right after the diagnosis if I could still do the 2.5-mile charity swim in Seattle, and he said, go for it. So in mid-August, I arrived at Lake Washington. The wind was blowing hard and there were whitecaps on the water. I jumped in and felt that it felt like a washing machine. I thought this was mayhem, and how my life felt at that point. I swam hard and made it safely across the lake. I felt so empowered when I landed on shore and thought if I could take on 2.5 miles of this tough open water, I could take on MBC and made it my goal to educate others of this disease.
But how to do this? We thought, and while wintering in Tucson, Arizona in February of 2015, made a sign about swimming for MBC and had Mary swim a nearby lake. Of course, she was wearing her full wetsuit as the water temperature was only 55 degrees, and I boated with the dog nearby. When she got out of the 2-mile swim, there was a gentleman on the beach. It was sunny and 80 degrees outside, who took out his checkbook and asked how he could donate to our cause. Thus, One Woman, Many Lakes was born as a way to generate funds for metastatic breast cancer research. To date, Mary has swum 50 lakes, oceans, and rivers around the world, from Iceland to Hawaii to Antarctica. We also traveled twice to Washington, D.C. to meet with then Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, and encouraged him to advocate for more funding for MBC through the National Institute of Health. Then in December of 2016, we created the More for Stage 4 Fund to support metastatic breast cancer research at our hometown UW Carbone Cancer Center. With help from many other supporters who have joined the One Woman, Many Lakes team, we have now raised over $1.2 million towards Carbone's MBC research.
I know the research we are funding probably won't be in time to help me, but we do this for our daughter and granddaughters so that hopefully in the near future, we find a cure for metastatic breast cancer.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm back to present our 6th award. This one's for Outstanding Youth in Philanthropy. This is presented to a young person or a group of young people who are under the age of 25 and give extraordinarily of their time, their talent, financial or other resources, and serve as a role model and inspiration to others. This was nominated, our winner was nominated by Jessica Grasser, and our winner is Peyton Barber. Peyton was born and raised in Madison, is a sophomore at Stetson University in DeLand, Florida. She's majoring in communications and minoring in marketing and journalism, all things that I can especially appreciate. Peyton graduated from La Follette High School. She is a coxswain on Stetson University's Division I rowing team. She's a member of the Kappa Alpha Theta sorority and currently sits on the Membership Development Committee. Additionally, Peyton's a member of 2 Stetson-specific organizations, Varsity, which is a by-invite only club which promotes school spirit, and Green Feather, Stetson University's philanthropic club. Also, Peyton is a member of the American Advertising Federation, Daytona Beach, where she sits on the communications committee. When Peyton graduates from college, she aspires to land a job in New York City at a magazine publisher. Again, something that I can appreciate. So, again, our winner is Peyton Barber, and congratulations, Peyton, on your award.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for such an amazing award. I was nominated by the Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Badgerland, an organization I was active with from kindergarten through my senior year of high school. My troop and myself accomplished all of the Girl Scout awards possible, the bronze, the silver, and the gold. My troop did the bronze award, in which we gathered supplies for the Dane County Humane Society. My silver award was an advertising awareness campaign I put together to help people and to get people to stop for people in crosswalks. My Girl Scout Gold Award took some time to earn. I went through 3 different projects. The first one was providing feminine hygiene products to women at my high school. I worked with the school nurse trying to figure out how we could fit it into the MMSC budget and if we could find a way to provide these to students at low cost or no cost at all, and to create a location in which students could obtain them without having to go in to see the nurse. My second project was to build an outdoor learning center at my elementary school. This did start and go into play, but due to significantly larger issues that MMSC was having at the time, the project did not move forward. My final project was Adulting 101 at La Follette High School, the high school I attended. The awesome thing about this project was that there was no cost and it was even built into the class curriculum. Additionally, in high school, I was a member and president of the Lancer Student Support Foundation. This group provided grants to clubs, teachers, and organizations at my school and allowed them to be able to do what they needed to do with the money that we were able to provide. All of these projects impact how I see the world and how I see philanthropy. I know I come from a blessed background, and I do try to use my privilege to help others that are not as fortunate as I am. Since graduating from high school, I have joined Kappa Alpha Theta, a social sorority. Our philanthropy is coin-appointed special advocates, or CASA, and I've learned so much about an amazing organization that I didn't even know existed. I look forward to assisting with brainstorming and fundraising ideas, and how we're going to fundraise during a pandemic this year, to supply for CASA. And since I was nominated for this, I've been recruited to join the Green Feather Club at my school. This organization is the Philanthropic Club and allows us to donate grants. I have been asked what this award means to me. I guess I see it as an indication that I'm on the correct path for following the Girl Scout law about leaving the world a better place. I try my best to do well by others, and this award is a physical indication that maybe I try my best to do so. Thank you again to the members of the Madison chapter of the Association of Fundraising Professionals for providing this award to me. It is really quite meaningful. Thanks again.
Our final award is Outstanding Achievement in Jedi. This award is presented to a person who has made a significant impact on the learning, unlearning, and transformation of our Greater Madison community in the area of justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. Our winner of this award category was nominated by Marcy Kunene, and our winner is April Kigea. April is a graduate of UW-Madison with a BA in Legal Studies. She has a long track record of program management, leadership, community engagement, and outreach through previous roles, including Target Corporation, Unity Point Health Meritor, and Urban Triage. Her work extends into the community by her service on the City of Madison Affirmative Action Commission and by serving on Overture Center Advisory Board, Board of Trustees for Winger School, Board of Directors for Urban Triage, Board of Directors for Wisconsin Literacy, and by serving on the Democratic Party of Dane County Executive Board. In April's current work as Special Project Manager for the Foundation for Black Women's Wellness and Outreach Specialist for the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine and Public Health, she continues to foster her commitment to diverse and underrepresented communities through community engagement and outreach. I am especially proud to present this award. This is a special honor, as April Kigea was one of the very first people I met when I came to Madison many years ago. She's been a friend, a sister, and she has been a champion of the issues that directly impact the lives of women like me and marginalized communities throughout Madison, Wisconsin. Thank you, April, for all that you do in this community. And I am very excited to welcome you.
Hi, my name is April Kigea, and I would like to thank Marcy for nominating me for this award. I picked it up the other day, and it's beautiful. Thank you very much. I would like to dedicate it to my children, Demetrius, Kenya, Jasmine, and Tyson. It's because of them that I do the work that I do and hope that I'm a good role model to them. To that end, I'd like to share a few things that I've done this past year that I'm very proud of. The first being a Black girls group that a fellow parent of mine and I at Chambas Elementary School started for Black girls in ages 4th and 5th grade. We started this group to help with self-esteem, to help with empowerment, to help them build sisterhood in the school. There were Black girls, I think there was only like 10 in the whole school, 4th and 5th grade, and they did classes together, but we wanted to create that sense of community, that sense of sisterhood, that when there were issues, they knew that they had somebody to go to. Unfortunately, we were only able to meet a couple times because we started shortly before COVID, so it had to stop, but we got great feedback from the girls that it was great to make those connections in school. Other things that I worked on this past summer was with the protests through Urban Triage, helping the youth-led movement downtown. There were a couple of us adults that would go downtown every night during the protests to support the youth, help diffuse situations with agitators that would come up. We gave them PPE, food, water, supplies, made sure they made it home safe. Just where there was a support network, sometimes we just talked to them, right? They didn't need any direction. They had all of their leadership was all figured out, but they just needed to know that there were adults there that they could talk to, just to have that extra layer of support. The co-conspirator training through Urban Triage is another project that I worked on, where we had, I think it was about 17 to 18 allies that were in the training to learn about white supremacy capitalism, how that impacts not only Black people, but how that impacts white people, right? So to make them become more aware of how to be good change agents, not only rent, food, money for gas, to stay up in a hotel while they're transitioning from maybe a housing situation or a homeless situation. We're able to offer support in terms of childcare assistance, paying M&E bills, a variety of different things, you name it, we're able to help support. So again, I'd just like to thank you all for this award, and I'm very honored. Thank you.
Okay, we're coming to the end of our event. I want to take a moment again to congratulate all of our honorees, to thank all of our sponsors, and on behalf of the Association of Fundraising Professionals of Greater Madison, thank you. Again, it's a bit unconventional doing an event this way, so hopefully if the world allows us, it'd be great to see you in person next year. And last but not least, I really want to take a moment to thank my wonderful co-host, Sagacious Livingston. And yeah, thank you all.
Thank you, Patrick. I don't know about you all, but today's program has inspired me. It has fed my heart, my soul, my spirit, and has made me very proud to be a Madisonian, by way of Chicago, of course. As we close, I leave you with remarks by Janie Winston, President, Sponsor / AFP Committee Member.
What a fantastic program. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I am Janie Winston, and it has been an honor to be the president of AFP Madison chapter for 2 years. When asked if I was interested in leading this wonderful board, I was excited to represent a group of fundraising and nonprofit professionals in Madison. I have enjoyed working on the National Philanthropy Day, an event that takes place in November across the country from city to city. One of the main goals our chapter has been supporting is social justice. As you have may seen a few months ago when we sent out messaging to our community, not only are the award winners we saw today philanthropic in their endeavors, but our judges felt strongly that they believe in a world of justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. Each winner should be so honored to have been highlighted in the community for these special awards. Our organization works very hard on ethical training and helping our professionals to be the best professionals and nonprofit executives they can be. By showcasing our winners, we are able to do the work we can with these individuals, and I am proud of our chapter and the 2020 award recipients. I look forward to seeing everybody hopefully in person next year. Have a great weekend.